The year is 1918. World War I, or the Great War, has ended, and demobilization has begun. Demobilization is more than just moving the troops home. It's also bringing home tons of jeeps, tanks, cars, weapons, and much more. It is also the transition of the economy at home from a wartime economy where companies who were guaranteed government contracts for war goods had to transition to a peacetime economy that is driven by consumer demand. Warren G. Harding has been elected the 29th President of the United States and will lead our country into the 1920s, or as we know it by, welcome to the Roaring 20s, under the leadership of Warren G. Harding. Warren Harding's presidential campaign promise was to return life to normalcy, the pre-war peace and harmony our country had enjoyed. Americans were now free to enjoy their family, work, fun, and all the normalcy that they had lived without during the war. But all was not well in the rest of the world. During World War I, the Bolsheviks, also known as the Reds, took over power in Russia. The Soviet Union was established as a communist country. This created a fear that moved across the United States, that communism could even be spread here. This fear continued into the 1920s. This time period became known as the Red Scare. No one was sure who in America might be a secret Bolshevik agent or sympathizer, so everyone became a suspect. Many Americans, equating communism and anarchism, feared that this Bolshevik revolution would come to the U.S. shores. Labor disputes, race riots, heavy immigration, a recession, and the difficulties of returning to a peacetime economy after World War I all added to the American fears. But there were some problems on the home front as well. During William H. Harding's presidency, his Secretary of the Interior, Albert Fall, was caught taking bribes from the oil companies to give them access to resources found on federal land. This became known as the Teapot Dome scandal. This was regarded as the greatest and most sensational scandal of that time period, and Secretary Albert Fall was the first cabinet member to ever go to prison. But the Roaring 20s roared on, and Warren G. Harding's administration had its ups and downs until in 1923, Warren G. Harding collapsed and died in California.